So it's come to my attention that we are all learning how to grow avocado plants, not just me. Okay, so I wanted to come on here and share everything that I have, I guess, picked up on or learned when it comes to growing avocados. So a little backstory, this will be my 3rd year of gardening. I'm a 3rd year gardener. The next year was when I actually I got garden beds and did the whole thing, grew all kinds of fruits and vegetables. And this is my 3rd year and I'm actually very excited. I've already started some seeds in my house, and you can scroll back and see a few of my shorts of seeds that I've gotten, and see me argue with someone who claimed that because I started seeds in the window and not in seed containers, that I'm a child doing a science project. So you can go back and deal with that. That was fun. Anyways, I just want to try and garden. Whether it's my zone or not, I want to try and grow it. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. I'm really into the whole trial and error thing. I mean, people did it back in the day. So just because we have all this information at our fingertips doesn't mean we need it all. So I try my best, not my best, but I just try to limit how much information I Google and just kind of see what happens. And the sad thing is I should be writing all of this down. Either writing it down or doing this regularly. I don't do either. So I really want to try and get better at that. Bought a bag of avocados. Was like, can I grow an avocado here in the lovely North Carolina area? Yes, the answer is yes. Last year, I started 4 avocado plants and they were doing fabulous. I started them, I did a science experiment, I guess an actual science experiment, to see which ones grew best for me, whether it was in a jar, the toothpick method. You stick about 3 toothpicks into a avocado pit, I think on the wider portion down, and sit it in a glass of water or a mason jar and have water just like touching the quarter tip of the bottom of it, versus wrapping it in a paper towel, a damp paper towel, putting it in a Ziploc baggie, and taping it. I taped it on a window this time, but last time I just had them like on a table where they would occasionally get sun and whatever. It was fine. So none of my pits sprouted that were sitting in water. That just didn't work for me. All of my pits that sprouted were in a Ziploc bag with a damp paper towel that I changed every other week, and I had 4. So I grew 4. The sad thing is that I completely forgot about the frost and left them out the first frost here in North Carolina. So I grew 4. 4 of them sprouted. 4 of them grew into beautiful leafy plants. Okay, if I could insert a picture, here is what their picture will be. But yeah, again, I forgot about the frost. And so I came out, I got them, I brought them inside, clipped all of the dead leaves off, and put them in our guest room that has direct sun, and hope for the best. It wasn't looking great, guys. It was not looking great. And then at some point, I'll have to post another picture here. I noticed that one of them was sprouting. And the funny thing is, it was the first avocado pit that I planted, because I only did 1 when I started, and it was coming back. So I do have officially a 1-year-old avocado plant, and it is still inside just because it has gotten a little cold here in North Carolina, but I'm hoping to bring it outside soon. But I shared about my avocado journey, and someone was like, you need to tell me how to do it. And I was like, I'm still learning, and just so you know, you won't get an avocado for a long time, like 3, 5, possibly 10 years. I'm hoping not that long. But so I wanted to share my 2, because I started some more since I lost 3. I've got 4 more pits here. These I just started, so nothing exciting is going to be happening here. I think these are maybe 2 months, maybe a month. I'm not really sure, but I do want to show you guys what's going on here. So this is my method. I do the paper towel method. It's paper towel, wrap your pit up after you clean it off. I normally let them sit and like dry out for a day, 2 days. Then I wrap them in a paper towel, spray them put them in the bag, spray with some water, and tape them to my window. You don't have to do this. You can lay it on your table, whatever. But let's look at my... And I also change out the paper towels, like, I don't know. I recently did this, so I'm going to leave them in here. But maybe like every 2 weeks, change the paper towels, make sure they're not like getting gross. But as you can see, this one is starting to split. And if you can't really, but you can see a little tongue-like thing, a little root coming out of that one. Some other people also recommend trying to peel them after, like peeling the skin off before you wrap them in a paper towel. I tried, it takes too much work, but if they soak in, like sit in here for a while, they will eventually be able to peel some of the skin off, which is why some of the skin is coming off already. Here's this one. I think that's just the skin coming off. I don't know, but it's split. You can see the root coming out. So I'm just gonna, the paper towels are a little bit dry, so I am gonna wrap these bad boys back up, put them in here, and dampen the paper towel. A couple things. After you're going to leave them in here for a while. Like, you're going to leave them in the bag or the jar until the root is like noticeable. Like it's coming down, it's hanging out of the pit, and that it's sprouting from the other end. I kept them in the paper towel until they were sprouting from both ends, to the point that when I did put it into a pot, which I just went ahead and put them into like a small pot, you're just covering, kind of like how you put it in a jar of water, the quarter bottom just of the root is like barely on top, or it's just like into the pot, and the top of the pit is still showing. So that's what I did. And gosh, I feel like I went ahead and moved inside of that so that I could show you guys my OG avocado plant from last year that is coming back. Look at it. This is the pit from this is the stem from last year. I don't know what to do with it. I think when I go outside, I'll probably cut it off, but I don't really want to damage the plant anymore. But this is from last year. This is where I clipped off all the frosted leaves, right? And so what I was trying to describe, and did I add more dirt to this? I don't remember. I want to say that I did, or maybe I didn't, and it just started to grow, and I don't know. But when your pit starts to sprout from both the top and the bottom, like it's going to be in that plastic bag. I want to say it was like 3 months, maybe 2 months. But I want to say I left them in there longer just because I had never done it before and I wanted to make sure that they were growing well. But once it started sprouting from the top and the bottom, and the root was like a couple inches long, like maybe 2 inches long, you literally just like, you can, I don't know, use your fist, something that's kind of like, get an Easter egg container, poke it in there. No, that's a bad idea. You're just gonna barely like dig a hole in there and stick the avocado pit just so the root and like a quarter of the bottom of the pit is covered. And then you have the rest of the stem that's slowly starting to sprout up. And then you leave it somewhere, depending on where you are, whether it's you're gonna leave it outside or if you're gonna leave it inside. Like luckily our guest room is not used as often, and so I was able to bring these in here because I was freaking out. I didn't know where to put it because we also have a cat who likes to eat plants. So I was able to put this in the guest room, which is where it is now, in a little Tupperware container so I can continue to water it and things like that. But it is doing fabulous. And that is what I hope to do once these start sprouting from the top and the bottom. And then I'll try and keep you guys updated because I just put these in on the 15th of March, okay? And hopefully, I don't know, I guess now that I put a date on it, we'll be able to see how long it takes to sprout. I've never put a date on them. I've just taken pictures and never gone back and like documented it. So this is going to be very helpful, and I can show just how long it takes for the avocados to start sprouting or splitting and then sprouting from both ends and things like that, and when I'm going to put it in the dirt and things like that. I am in the North Carolina, like Fayetteville, Raleigh, that triangle, but not the triangle, not the Raleigh triangle, just like the triangle. I'm right in the middle of that Sanford, Fayetteville, Raleigh area. So we do get warmer climates here. So depending on where you are, you're just gonna have to, you can just try. That's it. I just wanted to share my journey and kind of some of the tips that I've picked up and share that with you. If you have any questions, leave them below and I will comment on them. We didn't really get into like dirt and things like that, but I don't think there's a specific kind of dirt that you need. Just go to the garden store and grab, or Lowe's, get some dirt. Please ignore my seedling babies. They're also in here and they are doing things. Hey, get out. See, my cat. Anyway, like once they start sprouting, you don't need a fancy, like don't go and put yourself in debt. Don't go and spend money if you don't have to. So if you already have, I have stacks of these in my shed from plants that I have purchased and that I have already put in pots. So I just use these for all of the plants and seedlings that I have once they start getting bigger and bigger. So you don't need anything crazy. This was just about my avocado pits. I have no idea what I'm gonna do after they start getting bigger than this. So hopefully you guys are still along following my journey, because we'll just see what happens. But this is where we're at right now. And then we have our other 4 pits here. So I will definitely be making sure you guys follow along. I actually need to go and spray. Thanks for hanging out with me while I try and grow things.